EN6 BC-1I-3.3.4. So, if you're ready, get your paper and pen, sit up straight, listen carefully, and let's start our class today. Not being able to go out leaves us to do one good thing. Aside from surfing the net, I bet you're also fond of reading books. May it be in print, like this, The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein, or choosing to watch the books you have read come alive in non-print, like the movie The Lion King, or read the digital format using your phone or tablets, like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Some of you may like reading stories of adventures, fables, drama, and others may be fond of reading fairy tales. I bet you imagine yourselves as the lead or hero in a wonderful and exciting storybook. We put ourselves into their situations, but the villains, we disgust and hate them. We even like them to be washed out of the scene. Now, I will show you some pictures of characters in stories and kindly tell something about their appearance, attitude, and behavior, as well as where do you think their stories happen. So are you ready to participate? If you are ready, please hit the heart reaction. The heart reactions are now flooding the comment section. Let's start now. First picture. Who is it? Do you know her? What can you say about her character? About her behavior? Where does she live? Yes, if your answer is Moana, you are correct. She is Moana from the self-titled movie. Moana looks slender, slightly muscular, and has a medium brown skin. She loves the sea, and she is also adventurous. She lives in an island. How about our second picture? Do you know her? What can you say about her character? Where does she live? You are right. She is Enola Holmes. Enola looks young, pretty and petite. She's smart, observant, insightful, and strong-willed. She lives in a village. How about our third picture? Do you know him? What can you say about his character? Where do you think his story happened? Yes, he's Miguel from the movie Coco. Miguel looks young, with brown hair and dark brown eyes, and has a light brown skin. He loves singing and playing with his guitar. He's kind-hearted and loves his family dearly. And his story happens in a town. Great job guessing the names of the characters. I bet in reading in print, non-print, and digital materials, you find time to think about the characters. You might wonder about the character's age, gender, race, and nationality, their attitude and behavior. You might also think about where their stories happen. That is why today, we are going to read a tale. Before that, let me check first if you're ready. This time, please hit the care button so I'll know if you're ready to listen. Nice! The care reactions are blasting the comment section. We can now start the discussion. You may also take notes while listening. Are you familiar with tales? Do you know what is a tale? Well, according to dictionary.com, tale is a noun, a narrative that relates the details of some real or imaginary event, incident, or case. It is also a literary composition having the form of such a narrative. Now, before we continue, let us first define some words from the story that we are about to read. First is the word queer. Queer is an adjective, meaning differing in some way from what is usual or normal, synonymous to the words odd, strange, or weird. Example, they wore blue uniforms and queer little caps. For the second word, we have bloom. Bloom is a noun, meaning a state or time of beauty, freshness, and vigor. Example, all the beautiful flowers are in bloom now. Third word, scarcely, an adverb, meaning by a narrow margin, only just, probably not, certainly not. Example, this is scarcely a time to laugh. The next word is delighted. It's an adjective, meaning highly pleased. Example, she was very delighted to see her friend. And the last word is disappeared, a verb, meaning to pass from view, to cease to be, passed out of existence or notice. Example, she disappeared from social media. Now that we are done talking about the vocabulary, we can now proceed in reading our story. Please click the like button for us to continue. Great! I can see the flooding of like reactions. Just to remind everyone, while someone is telling a story, let us remember the following. 1. Give your full attention. Listen attentively and take down notes. 2. Understand what the reader is saying. 3. While we are reading the story, please stop commenting in the comment section and focus in the story. All is set. Now, let me read the story, The Tale of the White Squash, a Philippine folktale by Mabel Cook Cole, 1916, an Ilocano folktale. In a queer little bamboo house in front of a big garden lived a man and his wife all alone. They had always been kind and good to everyone, but still, they were not happy because the child for which they longed had never come to them. Each day for many years, they had prayed for a son or a daughter, but their prayers had been unanswered. Now that they were growing old, they believed that they must always live alone. In the garden near their house, this couple grew fine white squash, and as the vines bore the year round, they had never been in need of food. One day, however, they discovered that no new squash had formed to take the place of those that they had picked. And for the first time in many seasons, they had no vegetables. Each day, they examined the vines, and though the big yellow flowers continued to bloom and fade, no squash grew on the stems. Finally, one morning, after a long wait, the woman cried out with delight, for she had discovered a little green squash. After examining it, they had decided to let it ripen, that they might have the seeds to plant. They eagerly watched it grow, and it became a beautiful white vegetable. But by the time it was large enough for food, they were so hungry that they decided to eat it. They brought a large knife and picked it. But scarcely had they started to open it when a voice cried out from within, "Please be careful that you do not hurt me." The man and woman stopped their work, for they thought that a spirit must have spoken to them. But when the voice again called and begged them to open the squash, they carefully opened it, and there inside was a nice baby boy. He could already stand alone and could talk. And the man and his wife were overjoyed. Presently, the woman went to the spring for a jar of water. And when she had brought it, she spread a mat on the floor and began to bathe the baby. As the drops of water fell off his body, they were immediately changed to gold, so that when the bath was finished, gold pieces covered the mat. The couple had been so delighted to have the baby that it had seemed as if there was nothing more to wish for. But now that the gold had come to them also, they were happier than ever. The next morning, the woman gave the baby another bath, and again, the water turned to gold. They now have enough money to build a large house. The third morning, she brought water for his bath again, but he grew very sad and flew away. At the same time, all the gold disappeared also, and the man and his wife were left poor and alone. If you have understood the story, please type the word gold in the comment box. Wow, the comments are rushing in, and it seems that everyone understood the story. That's great. Let us analyze the characters in the story, The Tale of the White Squash, using this table. According to the listed characteristics, on top, we have the three characters in the story: the wife, husband, and the baby boy. On the left, we have the characteristics, which are age, gender, race, nationality, and attitude. Let's talk about the age. Both the wife and husband are already adults, while the baby is, well, naturally young. In their gender, the wife is female, while both the husband and the baby are males. The race and nationality were not given explicitly in the story, but since this is an Ilocano folk tale, we can consider them to be Filipinos. Lastly, on their attitude, both the wife and husband were kind and loving at first, but they became greedy when they knew about the gold. The baby, on the other hand, is generous. Now, let me ask you some questions. In the statement that says, squash is the only food that the couple eats every day, where do you think is the setting? and behavior, as well as their attitude. Age, well, age is the time someone has been alive or something has existed, like child, adult, or old. Gender pertains to the roles of a woman or a man in society, like male and female. Race is a group of humans based on shared physical differences like skin and color marked by society. Example, Filipinos, Americans, and Koreans. While nationality is the official right to belong to a country, or it is where a person was born and holds citizenship. Example, born in the Philippines, that is a Filipino. Born in America, then he is an American. Attitude represents how a person thinks or feels about someone or something. Like, Amy believes that smoking is dangerous to our health. And behavior represents an individual's reaction to a particular action, person, or environment. Examples of which are courteous, helpful, obedient, selfish, greedy, patriotic, God-fearing, and more. And that is character. This time, type the word character in the comment box so we can continue to talk about setting. What is setting? Setting includes two major parts, namely time and place. It gives the readers the background about the story. According to Wikipedia, setting is the time and geographic location within a narrative, either non-fiction or fiction. It is a literary element. The setting initiates the main backdrop and mood for a story. The setting can be referred to as the story world or milieu to include a context beyond the immediate surroundings of the story. Time is the ongoing sequence of events taking place, the past, present, and future. The basic unit of time is the second. There are also minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years. We can measure time using clocks. On the other hand, the place is defined as a location, space, or an area normally occupied by something. An example of a place is Valenzuela. Do you still remember the setting of the story, The White Squash? Yes, very good. It is in a queer little bamboo house in front of a big garden. Aside from that, the setting of a story can be categorized as rural or urban. Rural area is an open swath of land that has few homes or buildings. Rural area's population density is very low. An urban area, on the other hand, is the region surrounding a city. Most inhabitants of the urban areas have non-agricultural jobs. Urban areas are very developed, meaning there is a density of human structures such as houses, commercial buildings, roads, bridges, and railways. So those are the things that we should remember in order to analyze the characters and setting used in print, non-print, and digital materials. If you have reached this part of the lesson, press the wow button to tell us that you are still there. Congratulations! We are now on the part of the live stream where I will answer some of your questions. I will give you 1 minute to type in your questions in the comment box. Please do not ask questions that are not related to our topic today. Your time starts now. We are now going to read some questions from the comment section, and I'll try to answer them for you. Question number 1. It is from Jasmine Nicole. She asked, Mom, what will help me analyze characters in a story? Characters in a story, Jasmine, can be analyzed using their characteristics like age and gender, race and nationality, and their attitude and behavior. These characteristics affect a lot of their actions and hence can tell a lot about the characters. For example, an adult will be doing mature or serious things, while children might show some immaturity and playfulness. Men are seen to be strong and careless, while women are seen to be wise and caring. In terms of race and nationality, it can tell certain stereotypes from a certain country. For example, we know that Japanese people are very hardworking. Filipinos are happy and resilient. Americans are bold and extravagant. So thank you for your question, Jasmine Nicole. Question number 2. Mapua asked, what is the difference between race and nationality? Race is the grouping of people that depends on the place where they came from, their language, and their physical attributes. For example, Mexicans or Latinos speak Spanish or Portuguese. Asians have similar physical attributes like black hair, chinky eyes, brown skin. While nationality is the citizenship or official country belonging of a person. It is usually based on the laws of the country where a person was born. For example, if Jose and Ana had a son born in the United States of America, their son is American. But if their son is born in the Philippines, their son is a Filipino. You can read more on this on your Araling Panlipunan subject, where the lesson will discuss pagkamamamayan or citizenship. Thank you for your question, Mapua. I hope you can now distinguish people based on their race and nationality. And our third question came from Vincent, and he asked, what is the difference between print, non-print, and digital materials? Well, Vincent, print materials are the ones that are written on paper, books, and other solid objects where we can read the message text. While non-print or non-print materials or stories are the ones we listen to or watch. It can either be a stage play, soap opera, a concert, poem, and dialogues. While digital materials are the ones made using the computer and are distributed digitally via the internet or soft copies. For example, documents that were digitally copied using your camera and shared online, like songs and audio and video recordings that were shared online via Spotify, Apple Music, or YouTube. Those are all digital materials. Thank you for your question, Vincent. If there are other questions, surely your English teachers will be happy to answer them. So do not forget to participate in the online follow-up discussion that will happen tomorrow. For the last time, can you please press the heart emoji to show how much you like this live stream discussion? Thank you for the heart reactions. Don't forget to browse your learning pockets in grade 6. Our lesson for today is on pages 30 to 36. To my fellow English teachers, you can access this presentation using your DepEd Gmails in the link shown on the board. I hope that you have enjoyed today's lesson. Tune in again for the next live stream of Valenzuela